Alrighty, GSPRO fans and the like, Garmin R10 users out there, we got a new GSPRO course coming for you. This is Brandermill Country Club. Had a pretty good round except for one atrocious hole where I got caught up in these trees, and we will definitely get to that here in a little bit, but we'll start off on the number 1, par 4. Thought I was going to cut this corner, and sort of ended up with the correct result, but never got the ball up in the air. Playing a fade to start the day, and I think if it doesn't hit the fringe right there, it probably does stop in that front pin location, but the safe shot was that one, and we're off to the second with a par on the board. 368. We're playing the blues here. This is a 370 yard par 4, and I had a little bit of the lefts today. We meet the left tree line quite a bit from 120 away, though. Not the end of the world. That's coming in really outside in, but squared that one up enough to go right past the hole and settle in there for a par. Next hole's a par 3, 163 yards, a little bit downhill, and trees directly in front of you. Here's my attempt at playing a draw. Yeah. And then a really bad approach here is going to lead to our first bogey of the day, +1 here on the par 3. Fourth hole's a par 5. Gotta cover this lake, and also avoid the trees. I will have none of that. It's a par 5, so we're just gonna have to kick it out here. Look at this hole I decided to try and go through. Oh, and then I screwed it up. 122 remaining now. The swing does not look super good on video, but that one got the job done. Par there on 4, and the 5th hole is another par 5, so you go back-to-back par 5s on 4 and 5, which is kind of cool. 5th is another par 5, a little shorter, and we just cannot square anything up. Everything's going left, including this one. Turning it into a tough angle to try and go for it. Just a lot of stuff in your way. We're going to try and go up over these trees. And that was actually my favorite shot so far. Trying to get that flight path over the trees and back in the fairway for a 50-yard chip, trying to get a birdie on the board, and just cruised right over the pin for another par. 6th hole, gotta go through the woods here to get there. A decently 390-yard par 4 with a tiny fairway landing area. That's the shape I'd been looking for all day, but now I aimed not enough to the left, and we're going to be hugged up against a tree. Decent angle in, though. And we're just kind of playing this pushy fade thing that's not, it doesn't look good. Impact position looks terrible. And then a bad chip there is going to lead to another bogey. And we head over to the 7th, a par 3 from the blues. It's 170, playing just a little bit down. Pin is in the back. Not quite what I wanted, but rolls up far enough to secure a par. And the 8th hole is going to bring another relatively short par 4, but just a difficult tee shot. You got everything in your way. I just decided to go over, and it ended up being like the best drive of the day for me. Rolls to a stop just under 100 yards. See if we can dial in 97. Playing a draw. Big hop. Oh. Disappointing. Stop dead right before the birdie circle. And a cool par 4 here. Got to carry the water twice on the tee shot and on the approach. That looked like a better swing. I just didn't quite catch the part of the face I wanted to, I think, there. 136.7 yards remaining. That was my best swing of the day. And it was safely on the safe side professional golf shot. And we'll take the par. +2 through the front 9. We'll head to the back. We'll talk a little bit about Brandermill Country Club. The layout's great. Like, I think it's really serene with all this kind of just pond water sitting still off the tees, and then the forests are brutal, which we find out eventually. Tough approach here from 170, and I go long, slow down, and almost into the creek. But yeah, the features and the way it's set up, all of it, I'm digging it. Especially now that I'm looking back at it editing, I have more appreciation for how it's kind of laid out and the whole structure, the back-to-back par 5s, the trees in your way off the tee. A lot of good stuff here. 156 yard. These pin locations are tough. This one tucked right in the front, and this is maybe the worst chip we could possibly do here. 7 yards downhill, tight. And it does stop. Whew. Take the par, head over to the 12th, a par 5, 512 yards. Is this the blow-up hole? I don't remember which one's the blow-up hole, but it's coming. It's this one. We're headed into the woods. Just a complete face open nonsense. And so I see a gap. I'm like, I can make that gap. Boom. It was actually headed for the gap, but I hit this tree so solid that I end up back here. And then I say, maybe I can get out through the top here. And I do, but I go too far to the left. Now I'm in the rough from 180. This is, I don't even know what shot this is. I'm trying to play a big draw to get back in play, and I'm going to tuck myself behind some more trees. And now I'm trying to go under this tree 60 yards. And that was actually going to be pretty good, but it gets knocked down. And this is the 6th shot. And wouldn't you know, it goes too far, and now we're short-sighted, chipping back 5. And then it goes too far. So 7, 8, 9, a +4 on that hole. And maybe one of the higher scores that I've ever posted. A 9's pretty bad. There's me trying to take it out on the next ball and catching it high on the face and spinning it. So didn't even do it right. And then yeah, here not swinging well. Getting away with this one though. I just towed that a little bit, but had enough face forgiveness on there to go for it. Alright, 271. If you cut the corner, I think we'll go ahead and do that. Aiming up that side. And I actually hit that pretty good, but just open face again. Get away from the trees. Can't even aim directly at the hole, but a little chip that doesn't, oh my god, inches away from a birdie, but we'll just take a par there. And we're at +6, so not a whole lot going on. We can still make this happen. Bad shot here, though. It's got the distance. That would have been the right idea if it was online. But now covering a bunker 20 yards to a tight pin and airmail. We'll put that bogey right back on there here with a little chip into the 1-putt circle. That brings us back to +7. And let's end this round with some dignity. I think not all the swings were all together here, but finish this round pretty good still. Caught that one really heely, but it's a shorter par 4, should be fine. 110 remaining. Fading it towards the pin. Catches green, stops dead in the circle. Birdie on the board on 16, heading to 17 now, a par 5. Could maybe birdie this one. Maybe birdie 18, end up at +4. The tee flew like straight right, but the ball spun up and stayed straight. 250 to go. Should be nothing in the way. Let's see. We got three wood. Yep. And a good 3-wood swing. 140 with my 3-wood. It didn't get on there for the auto birdie. Gonna have to chip it. I always get really nervous about these because it should be an easy birdie. Nice. And it is. We're back at +5. All of a sudden, some dignity after that horrible hole. And I gotta think, without that hole, this is a pretty good round. Best drive of the day is the last. And it actually is to my detriment because it flies through the elbow. And we got 96 remaining with a little bit of a tree trouble in my way. Wanted that to draw, but it's just going to be a normal shot onto the green, and we're going to end at +5. Not too bad with that crazy hole. That was the Sunday pins. Those are blue tees. Brandermill Country Club. Let's take a look at some stats here. I know fairways were garbage, 2. 10 greens, though. Got it up there. And that one horrible hole. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace.